Hello there and welcome to the second video on our pseudocode series. In this question, we're asked that each student at a college is allowed to attempt 2 sittings at a college examination in a certain subject. And we've been given a set of criteria. So if the student is taking the exam for the first time, then a mark of 60 or more is awarded a merit. A mark of 50 or more, but less than 60, is awarded a pass. And any other mark results in a fail. If the student is taking the examination for the second time, then a mark of 50 or more is awarded a pass and the mark is set to 50. Any other mark results in a fail and the mark is unchanged. So it wants us to design an algorithm using pseudocode with the following inputs. So again, I've got 3 inputs here, and the first one is the student's name, the student's mark, and then whether the attempt was the first or the second attempt. The outputs should be the student's name, the mark, reduced if necessary, and the grade that they get. So 3 inputs and 3 outputs. So for instance, if the input is Evans, 64 and F, then the output should be Evans, 64, and he got a merit because it was the first time that he attempted the exam. Note, you are not expected to include any input validation. So going through here, if we've got 3 inputs, the first thing is the student's name. Now I'm going to be nice and brief here. I'm just going to call that variable sname. And that is of type string because it's a string of multiple characters. And we have the mark itself, which we've been provided down here, and it looks like it is a whole number. So the mark is of type integer. Then whether or not the attempt was the first or second time. So I'm going to say attempt is a char. And the reason why I've chosen a char there because it's a single character of S or F. And now what I'll do is I'll just start to break down the logic. So if the student is taking the exam for the first time, then a mark of 60 or more is awarded. But if they're taking it for the second time, then you do these 2 bullet points down here. So if you get an F, you do those 3 bullet points. If you get an S, you do those 2 bullet points. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the person to input this information for me. So I'll say set sname . I'm going to set the mark. And finally, I'm going to get them to set the attempt, whether it was first or second time. Once I've got all my inputs now, the first thing I need to do is work out whether the attempt was an S or an F. So if the attempt entered was equal to the first time, then we're going to carry out the first 3 bullet points. Now, if they don't enter F, then I can assume that it's an S, so I can just use an else and start writing my else part here. Or what you can also do is you can use an else if and do the same thing again if you want to. If you want to be explicit, you can be, but you're going to be writing a little bit more. That's completely your choice. Okay, so the first thing we need to do here is a mark of 60 or more is awarded a merit. So if the attempt was equal to an F and it was the first attempt, then what we're going to do is we're going to say if, notice my indentation in here, if the mark entered was 60 or more. So that tells me that it's greater than or equal to 60 marks. And then what we're going to do. So if the mark was 60 or more, then we award a merit. Now one thing I've not got in here is a grade variable. And that'll be a type string because the grade can be a merit or a pass. And I'll say, okay, that was 60 or more, so that means grade is set to a merit. Simple as that. So I've done that one. Just tick that off. Now, if it wasn't 60 or more, then I need to do an else if here, just to check the next condition. So if it wasn't 60 or more, else if the mark was 50 or more, so greater than or equal to 50, but less than 60. So I need to use this AND operator, and the mark, there's two conditions on this line, and the mark was less than 60 only. Then what we're going to do. Notice there's no equals here because that's covered by the first condition. So 60 or more gets you a merit, and 50 or more, but less than 60, then gets you a pass. So I'll set the grade to pass. Grade equals pass. Okay, any other result gets you a fail. Try and squeeze this in, end the if there. Okay, and that's us done for those 3 points. If the student is taking the exam for the second time, a mark of 50 or more is awarded a pass, and the mark gets set to 50. So again, I'll just say, if the mark is set greater than or equal to 50, and the grade is a pass, and we also have to set the mark to 50. Mark equals 50. Any other marks result in a fail, and the mark is unchanged. So I can say else grade is set to fail. Okay. End my if. Done that there. Perfect. I need to end the other if as well. You're going to struggle to see that. Let me just move this up a second. There we go. And end my outer if. There. Make sure you close all your ifs up. Indentation is still important here. And then the last thing I need to do, once I've done that and the mark is unchanged, done those two, I need to do the output now, produce an output like this. Okay, so because we're running out of space, I'll just, after the end if, I'll do the output up here. I'm going to say output, and they've not given a suitable message, so I'm just going to do exactly the same as what they've done. It will be sname, comma, the mark for the student, and their grade. And that is it. So let's just double check. If the student is taking the exam for the first time, just move that there, get green over there. If the student's taking the exam for the first time, that's this if statement here, then if the mark of 60 or more is awarded, you get a merit. That's true. If it's greater than or equal to 50 or 50 or more, but less than 60, then you get a pass. That's that one there. And then else, anything else is going to get a fail. If it's the second attempt, if the mark is greater than or equal to 50, then you award a pass, but set the mark to 50 as well. Any other result is a fail, and the remark remains unchanged. Output, we've outputted the name of the student, their mark, and their grade. And that's it, and that'll get you 6 marks.